Well, the sun's just decided to come out, so I think we'll stop here after all and actually make a painting. So I've set my board up and my easel, and I've got everything I need here. I've got paints, brushes, and a little drop of inspiration. Right, let's get started. Right, well, I'm going to go straight in and get the roofs of these houses here, and I'm going to use a little bit of ultramarine with a touch of burnt sienna just to tick these houses in up the top here. This one here's slightly in the sun, so we'll warm that up a touch with a little bit of burnt sienna. Keep that in the top there. And a little bit of tree in front of it. I don't want this one to be as dark as the one underneath it. That little one underneath, the roof on that one looks really dark, so I want to pitch this one just slightly lighter than that one. Keep the colours moving, keep them flowing. I'm painting here on a piece of Bockingford rough, which has got a nice surface to it, and it's also nice and white, so it should be able to pick out this lovely area, this little white house here in the front. Now I'm really going in with the ultramarine here, slightly stronger, and sticking in a little bit more burnt sienna, and just a touch of alizarin, just to bring the changes a little bit, so it just gives it a slightly different hue. See how I'm actually just bringing those colours down there. Don't overbrush. There, lovely. I have my board tilted slightly so the colours are moving down nicely. And by keeping this pool of water, we're really allowing the colours to mix around. And what have we got there? The roof comes in and then down, and then the chimney sits behind it, right? Now I'm going to move back into this one here, so this is slightly further back, so just a dilute version of what I've done for here. Same colours, just diluted a little more, a little bit more water, and see, so we've still got that same sort of slaty appearance, just not quite so harsh, so it throws this one into the foreground. It's not an awful lot of recession here because we're really looking straight at the scene, and it's just sort of like capturing this tiny little bit, this little community here stuck on the other side of the river there. Lovely. Right, I think while we're placing colours, I think we'll come in here and we'll put a colour down in here. It's a sort of reddy yellowy colour, so we'll set the scene by putting down a yellowy raw sienna with a touch of alizarin, just for a little, to give it a little sparkle. If the weather then totally changes, we don't get any shadows, well, we've not lost anything. I'm going to drop in a tiny bit up the top here into this little bit of a fence line that starts over here and then moves across. I'll put that in. I put this in on the drawing. I wasn't sure whether I'd want to leave it. It gives a feeling of moving up the picture and then maybe out, that there's something happening up here. So I'm only putting this in as a bit of local colour, and then I'll paint behind it. If it doesn't look right, I could just easily just cover it over a bit of green. So at least I'm keeping my options open. Putting all this in, this needs to go in. This is architectural detail, so really it needs to go in. Don't overdo it, but it needs to go quite carefully. And then we'll offset that with all this lovely foliage that's going on all around here. Okay, this scene's really changing now. We've a whole lot of shadows coming across. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start getting in here and putting in some greens. I'm just going to put down local colours, nice and bright, and then come in afterwards once the sun's down here, and then knock in the shadows afterwards. So we'll start. I'm going to paint carefully around the houses, and I'm just putting down some clean water. I want these colours to fuse. I don't want anything too specific here. I'm going to just move these colours down and around, keep them moving. The red bits just in the front here, they look really beautiful, so I think I'll grab them now and I'll just put in a little drop of alizarin crimson and just drop them in there nice and loosely, just so I can remember where they go, and then we can come back and finish off the bushes afterwards. Right, now I'm going to get in here. I've got some nice shadows coming across here, so the first thing I'm going to do now, before I get into any more of this foliage, is I'm going to capture the shadows on all these buildings here. So I'm going to just bring these washes straight across, right across, down through there, right down through here. There's a little touch of raw sienna in there. Bring that down through there. It sits down there, and then that comes across down there. A little bit more. Oops, not too bit too red. That, never mind. Look at that. Lovely. And that just brings out that gable there nicely. And then we'll move into this house in the background, and again we'll just pick out the shadows. We'll drop the shadows in right across the windows and everything. Drop them right down there, across, over, and down through there. And this one here, just simply toss in a few little bits here and there. There's very little on this one, so we'll just a little bit just underneath the eaves there, so we'll just take that underneath that. What I need to do is capture the shadows on the roofs, because they're obviously going to change.